Hi, how did you sleep today? Have you ever woken up with no energy? That's an important signal about your health. In this video, we'll figure out what it's about and how to deal with it. Here, you'll find only proven tips for body recovery. If health matters to you, hit subscribe. Meanwhile, let's talk about body signals that disguise themselves as fatigue. First, these are signs the body lacks resources. It lacks energy. And, more importantly, it lacks the ability to recover. Because energy isn't just about getting up and running. It's about how our body works overall, about how balanced the system is. Do cells have everything they need to live? Not just survive, but let's be honest, when was the last time you thought about it beyond just one more cup of coffee, and instead thought, what is my body actually getting? Coffee, sweets, energy drinks, yes, they give a boost, but it's like throwing logs into a tired fire. It will flare up, then burn out even faster. Real energy is slow, sustainable. The kind that makes you feel you're staying afloat and not falling apart after a hard day. This is where it's worth hitting pause and ask yourself a question. What am I really giving my body so it can recover? So let's start with the basics. If cells don't have time to recover, they lack the building blocks to rebuild. They lack antioxidants to protect themselves. And here, it's worth remembering, not the coffee, nor the energy drinks, but the real support that works from the inside. One of those helpers is vitamin C. Yes, the same one you've known since childhood. Got a cold? Drink orange juice. But do you know the trick? We think vitamin C is just for immunity, but in fact, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Vitamin C is much more. It's involved in energy production at the cellular level. It helps mitochondria, those tiny power plants inside cells, stay active, and therefore affects whether we have energy at all. It reduces inflammation, and inflammation isn't just fever and pain. It's a hidden process that wears us down from the inside. Vitamin C helps regenerate tissues. It is needed for collagen production, which affects skin condition, joints, and even healing of micro-damages. It supports the adrenal glands. These are our main stress managers. They produce cortisol, the hormone that regulates stress response. When we're under constant tension, the adrenal glands get overloaded. And vitamin C is critically important here. It's also a powerful antioxidant. It literally protects cells from being damaged. In an urban environment with polluted air, lack of sleep, and constant load, that is especially important. It neutralizes free radicals that cause premature aging and internal failures. But here's a detail. Our body can't store vitamin C. It doesn't save it for later like it does with fats or some minerals. Everything that's not absorbed gets excreted. So even if you eat a bucket of oranges, the effect will be temporary. That's why it's so important to get vitamin C regularly, every day, in small amounts, but consistently. But let's be honest, in real life, it's not always possible. In the morning, coffee on the go. At noon, snacks between meetings. In the evening, you're too tired for broccoli and buckwheat. And even if the diet is more or less okay, it's not guaranteed the body gets what it needs. Today's foods aren't as rich in vitamins as we'd like. The soil is depleted. Vegetables are grown in greenhouses. Fruits are picked unripe. And also stress, environment, lack of sleep, all that increases vitamin C consumption. That means we actually need more, but we get less. And this is where supplements come in, not as a replacement for food, but as a smart addition, as a way to give the body what it can't get in enough quantity. And this is important, not every supplement will do. It's important to choose forms that are actually absorbed and that don't irritate the stomach, because classic ascorbic acid in high doses can cause discomfort. But for example, vitamin C in ascorbate form is gentler. It's a salt that is more neutral in acidity. It's easier to tolerate, and it stays longer in the body. Another great form is liposomal vitamin C. There, the vitamin molecule is packaged in a microscopic fat capsule. That's why it penetrates better into cells. It lasts longer, it doesn't irritate the stomach, and it doesn't cause a sudden spike. It works gently and steadily. It's like turning on an internal generator, not flare up and burn out, but move steadily in your own rhythm. This kind of vitamin C doesn't give an instant spike, but helps maintain energy throughout the day. That's exactly the feeling of I'm back in my body. When you not only have energy, but your mood also improves. When you wake up and you don't feel bad, you feel normal, light, clear. You don't feel like you're living through force. Because when the body has the resources, it knows what to do. It launches the recovery processes on its own. It reduces inflammation, regulates hormones, and brings energy back to you. You don't become a superhero, you simply become yourself again. Because energy isn't bursting for half an hour. It's a deep and stable state in which you feel good physically and psycho-emotionally. It's, like turning on an internal generator. Not overheat, not burn out, but live in a steady rhythm. But supplements alone won't achieve the perfect result. It's important to follow the basic rules of health. We all know how important sleep is. But let's be honest, when was the last time you slept without holding your phone and didn't give in to the temptation of watching another video before bed? We often tell ourselves we'll sleep later, but end up falling into bed at 2 a.m., scrolling through the news, replying to messages, and then we can't fall asleep because the brain won't shut off. Sleep isn't just time to rest. It's when our body recovers, when cells renew, when crucial processes take place that allow us to be full of energy the next day. It's during sleep that not only physical strength is restored, but also mental strength. But if you go to bed with the phone in your hand and thoughts about unfinished tasks, you're depriving yourself of full rest. That's why it's important to care not just about sleep quantity, but also its quality. Try to stick to a routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time, even on weekends. Avoid bright screens at least an hour before bed. This helps the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for deep, quality sleep. Turn your bedroom into a place of rest without distractions. The higher the quality of your sleep, the faster and more effective your recovery will be. Now let's talk about nutrition, because what we eat is what our body is made of. But in practice, what happens? We often eat on the go, grab something quick between tasks, a cup of coffee to go, a few cookies, and say, I'll eat properly once I get home. But let's be honest, is that full nutrition? Sure, it's convenient, but your body doesn't get everything it needs to recover and maintain energy. Nutrition should be balanced, varied, and complete, so your body can receive all the necessary vitamins and minerals. Foods rich in fiber, proteins, healthy fats, carbohydrates, antioxidants, all this is necessary for proper functioning. And it's not only about what you eat, but also how often. If you skip meals, the body goes into energy-saving mode. It slows down metabolism and loses its ability to recover. Try to make your eating more mindful. Plan your meals in advance. Include fresh vegetables in your diet, fruits, nuts, fish, meat, eggs, whole grain products. And don't forget about water. It is essential for normal metabolism and for cells to work at full capacity. Poor nutrition, by the way, can also cause fatigue, especially if there is a lot of sugar in the diet. Sweets may give a short energy spike, but then comes a crash, and you feel exhausted again, irritable, and sluggish. Now let's talk about physical activity. Many of us lead a sedentary lifestyle. Even if it seems like you're always on the move, in reality, we often just go from one screen to another. We spend a lot of time in front of the computer, then in the car, then again sitting, in meetings, in cafes, on the couch at home. Activity isn't just sport, it's also walking, stretching, moving throughout the day. But if your maximum is just getting to the car or elevator, your body doesn't get the load it needs. Regular physical exercise helps improve circulation, strengthens the heart and blood vessels, speeds up metabolism, and helps eliminate toxins. Even if you're not a fan of sports, try to include simple movements in your life. Walks in the fresh air, a light morning routine, yoga, swimming, dancing, all of this gives the body the movement it needs. And finally, don't forget psychological recovery. Stress is something we've learned to see as normal. But if you don't give yourself time to breathe, if you don't disconnect and rest mentally, the body starts to break down and fatigue becomes chronic. Give yourself time. Read a book, go for a walk, talk to your loved ones, allow yourself to do nothing, just be. Our brain also needs rest. Without it, full recovery is impossible. We live in a world where almost everything runs at full capacity. People, systems, technology, and inside us, the same. The body keeps going as long as it can, and then it breaks down. We call it chronic fatigue, overload, burnout. But really, it's the body's cry, I have nothing left to recover with. And then comes full burnout. Not just mental, also physical. When the body recovers, we feel it. We wake up feeling different. We think more clearly, we move more easily, and enjoy life more easily. So if you feel low on energy, focus on the basics. Sleep, nutrition, movement, that's the base. And vitamin C can be that missing link. Not a magic pill, but part of an overall self-care strategy. Because energy isn't an accident, it's a result. And recovery isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Give your body what it needs, and it will respond. It will respond with movement, with joy, with light. Give this video a like if you found it helpful.